Hi, good morning, and welcome to this webinar about advanced PDF features in reports for NAV. My name is Mark Brummel and I'm a senior product specialist. Many of you think about reports for NAV as a great reporting conversion tool, and this is absolutely true. We guarantee 99.9% conversion from Classic to RTC. But you can also use reports for NAV to create new reports, and we also have a bunch of really cool PDF features. So today I'm going to take you through these cool PDF features, and I'm pretty sure that you'll agree with me that you'll have a return on investment with just one new report if your customer is requesting you to do one of these advanced PDF features. So today we're going to talk about advanced PDF features with a combination of reports for NAV and Bullzip. If you buy a license for reports for NAV, you get a license for Bullzip for free in combination with reports for NAV. Some of the things I'm going to show you today are possible with just using reports for NAV, and some of the things I'm going to show you requires to install Bullzip as well. Bullzip is a tool that most NAV developers are familiar with. People have been using it in combination with the Classic client for many years. In combination with Classic client, it allows you to print reports to PDF and do other things like watermarks. And the good news is that if you use reports for NAV, you get a license for Bullzip for free. So what can you do if you use reports for NAV in combination with PDF options? First of all, you can save a report as PDF, just like with RDLC, and this uses a PDF printer. By default, reports for NAV will search for the Microsoft PDF printer. The Microsoft PDF printer comes for free, pre-installed if you use Windows 10 or Windows Server 2016. If you use Windows Server 2012, the Microsoft PDF printer is not installed by default. If you want to save a PDF when running on Windows Server 2012, you have to either install Bullzip or another PDF printer. Reports for NAV allows you to print a watermark. I'm going to show you in the demo how that works, and you can install the watermark either from the designer using the properties, or you can code it using CEL language. You can also use PDF images as pictures. The advantage of using PDF images over JPEGs and PNGs is the fact that a PDF image can be vectorized, which means that you can zoom in and zoom out without losing quality of the image. You can also append and prepend the PDF, which can be very useful if you have, for example, a sales invoice and you want to attach a PDF file that you already have with legal conditions, or if you have a shipping document and you want to add safety instructions or assembly instructions. This allows you to do just that. And you can do that via JavaScript or CL, whichever makes you feel comfortable. So I'm going to start with showing you the PDF options that you get if you only use ForNAV without Bullzip. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to use the Save as PDF option. I'm just going to run one of the reports from our standard report pack. I'm just going to preview the sales invoice report. And you can see that this invoice looks very pretty because it has a watermark and it has a nice image. So let's see how this is done in ForNAV. Let's start by designing this report. If I go to this logo, you can see that if I go to the source expression of this logo, it points to ForNAV setup.logo. The ForNAV setup is a table that we ship with reports for NAV, and the reason why we use this setup table is because of the fact that we want you to be able to use PDF images, and the standard Microsoft company information table does not allow you to do that. And I'm going to show you why this is the case. So let's close reports for NAV, and I'm going to run the company information table. The company information table has this picture control, and if I try to select a picture, the select picture image allows me to only select PDF, only select bitmaps or GIF or PNG. And let's see what happens if we actually select a PDF file. Yeah, we actually get an error message, so that doesn't work. So if we go to the reports for NAV setup table, what we have here is we have a tab with visuals, and this is not the normal Microsoft picture control because that won't work, but we just hyperlink to the PDF that shows the logo. And if you download our report pack, you can see how that will work. But here we have a hyperlink to download and delete the watermarks. In order to display the image, in this case we have used JavaScript. The JavaScript can be found in the template report. If I go into our template report and design the template report and go into the layout, we have JavaScript in the on pre-report section, and in the on pre-report section we read the ForNAV setup table, and we have a condition: if the logo has to be printed, then we do a calc fields on the logo. In this case it is a normal blob field. We don't use the media set. If we use the media set, we don't have to do a calc fields, but then we couldn't use it in older versions of NAV. So this is one way of using PDF in reports for NAV. Of course, we can also set the watermark. The watermark is a report property that you can select from the property window. Here we have a watermark, and if we select the assist edit, you can see that we can set a text watermark and we can do a picture watermark, and we can do this in every report. If you want to make this more repeatable, you can also do it in AL code. If you want to do it in AL code, I'll show you how this is done by going into one of our standard reports. Again, we're going into the VAT sales invoice report, and if I go into the CAL code, you can see that in this report we have a function, and the function is called load watermark. And if I go to the definition of this function, you can see again we are reading the ForNAV setup table. We're doing a calc fields on the document watermark, and we are moving the blob value to a stream by using the create outstream function, and then we are using report for NAV dot watermark dot image dot load, and this just accepts a normal NAV stream. Report for NAV is the normal .NET control that every ForNAV report has, and this is what we have to use to store additional PDF features. Watermark is the first option that I'm going to show you, but in my introduction I mentioned that you can also append and prepend a PDF. So let's see how that is done. I have a very simple example report, the item inventory template. This is the template that you can create by starting a new ForNAV report, and it's the standard templates that we have in the image library. And if I run this report and if I print it to a PDF, you get the prepended PDF image, which in this case shows the letter A, and then you get the rest of the report. So this is done as well using the reports for NAV variable. If I go to my init report trigger, I have a file handle. If I go to my global variables, I have a file handle and a stream handle, and I open the file which contains the image for the A. Then I move the file into a stream, and I put the stream into reports for NAV.getDataItem.company information, which is a data item in my report company information, and then I call the function Prepend PDF. So report for NAV, the .NET control, is the control that you're going to use to add PDF options, but I don't think it's a nice experience to code all of this in each and every report. So what I've done for this webinar is I have created a plugin that you can use in your reports. It will be shipped in one of the next versions of the reports for NAV standard reports. What I have created is a new table which is called ForNAV PDF options. If I design this table, it has all the options that you can do with reports for NAV, Bullzip and PDF features. I'm going to discuss every one of these in a minute. The first one that I already showed you is Prepend PDF, and this table has a function. If I go into the in the CL code, this table has a function set PDF options, and this function accepts the .NET control by reference and the data item text, right? So here we have the options that I just showed you, the Prepend PDF and the Append PDF, and this makes it easier for you to use these options in every report without having to repeat the code over and over again. This is an arguments table, so if you go into your report, and let's just use the VAT sales invoice again. If I design this report, you can see that I have my variable, which is the PDF options table, and if I go into my code, you can see that I have my PDF options, set PDF options, and this will make sure that the PDF values are created. This line of code has to be after the onInit report code and before this line of code in the onPre report, because this is what initializes the variable, and then this is doing other stuff that depends on the PDF values that are populated, right? So how do we set the PDF options? Of course, this is an arguments table, so you can just add some CL code. But in this case, if I run this report, I get a nice request window, and in the request window I can say this is my Append PDF, this is my Prepend PDF, or the other way around, and in this case I can just say show this as a PDF file. And the result is that we have each invoice with an appended PDF and a prepended PDF. So how does the request page work? That's probably the next question that you have. I have created a sub page for ForNAV PDF options. This contains PDF merge, watermark options, and the page type here is card part, and this is a page that you can just simply add to every report that you have in your system. And all you have to do is, if you go into the code, all you have to do is retrieve the options when the request page is closed. And this allows you to do all these great features. And this is also what I'm going to use to show the advanced PDF features that requires Bullzip, right? So now we have looked at what we can do with ForNAV. Save as PDF, watermarks using designer and CL, PDF images, append and prepend PDF, and you can use either CL which I showed you for the watermark, or you can use JavaScript, which I showed you for the PDF image, right? So let's take it one step further and let's see what we can do with Bullzip. Bullzip is licensed for free with Report for NAV, and you can do some advanced PDF features with it. For example, merging PDFs, and I will explain what the difference is between merging PDF and Append and Prepend PDF. You can add a watermark via CL code. You can change the password, change the author and the title of the report. You can add a timestamp, for example, or you can even do archiving and more of that advanced stuff. So let's look at it again, and we're going to use the PDF options tab that I explained in the previous demo. So I'm first going to show you some options, and then I'm going to show you how to code that. Otherwise I would be jumping up and down from the demo into the code too often, and that may be confusing. So let's look at some of the options that we have here. First of all, we can merge with an existing PDF, and I'm going to select another PDF file, and let's see what that looks like. You can see that in this case we have the letter C, and then we have all the reports. And this is a big difference between the Bullzip options and Report for NAV options. With Bullzip, the code is only executed once before the report is printed, and if you merge a PDF using Bullzip, you only get one merged PDF file for the entire report. With Append and Prepend PDF from Report for NAV, you get the report in between every record in the dataset, right? So that's an important difference to remember. Let's look at other things that we can do. So in this case we're going to do a watermark, and the watermark will be this is cool stuff, dude, and we're going to print it in red, and let's see what this looks like. And now we're getting this is cool stuff, dude, as a watermark, right? So let's go over some other options. Let's run the report. And what else do we have? Print a timestamp. Let's do that. Now we get a timestamp here in the top left corner of the report. It says printed 5/2017, which is today. And the last thing I'm going to show you, we have a couple of options like adding an attachment, which I will explain in a minute what it's doing. Doesn't really demo well. We can change the title and the author, but it doesn't really demo well either. Let's change the password. Let's add password mark, and let's actually see what that is doing. And now it requests a password in Dutch. So you now know what password is in Dutch. And now I can actually open the report with a password. So let's see how these options are coded in CL code. This is using the arguments table that I've shown you and explained to you before, which is the ForNAV PDF options table. And in this table you can see all the different options that we have used in the webinar. And if we go into the code, this takes the report's ForNAV.NET control from the report, and here we go into assigning the variables from the arguments table into the report's ForNAV.NET control. And you can see that the difference between the Bullzip options and the ForNAV options is that all the Bullzip options use printer settings, .setValue, and then a string. And this string matches the Bullzip options from the Bullzip application. These options, the report ForNAV options, use get data item or something else like, and this is accessing the properties from reports ForNAV that you can also find in the reports ForNAV designer, right? So the first option that we have here is archiving format, Archiving format is important if you want to save your PDF files like invoices for a longer time. This allows you to store them in PDF-A format, and PDF-A format saves the font and the colors inside of the PDF, so that in 20 years from now, if you want to print your PDF in Windows version 20, then it will still print as it does today. Then we have the watermark text. The watermark text allows you to put a string into the watermark and then print it alongside with a reports ForNAV watermark. And then we have the timestamp, and the timestamp is actually a collection of options with the watermark text, and now it prints in the color gray, which is hex 6666. And then we have printed now, and printed now means that it's going to print the current timestamp. There is a limitation that if you use the timestamp, you cannot use this watermark. You can only use one watermark at a time. But the cool thing is that both ForNAV and Bullzip have a watermark, so you can actually use one watermark by ForNAV and one watermark by Bullzip. Here we have the merge with PDF option. In this case, we want to print it at the bottom, but you can also print it at the top, whatever you prefer. This is an example of a more advanced merging feature. In this case, we merge A and C with the current report. The current report is the dot value, so this will append A and prepend C and put the current report in the middle. Superimpose is basically the watermark as an image like we have in reports ForNAV. Then we have the title and the author and the password. This will save the password in the PDF. If you want, you can also add a certificate to a PDF. And last but not least, this may be important in a country like Germany. In some countries, when people send a PDF with an invoice or a purchase order, they add an embedded XML file into the report, and the embedded XML file contains EDI information to import into your ERP system. And this attachment can be the result of an XML port or some .NET code that generates the PDF XML file, and then you can add it to the PDF. So let's finally look at a real life example of one of our customers. In this case, the customer had a requirement for quite a complex report, which consists of 4 pages with different colors. And this had to be available as a PDF to be downloaded from their website. The way that this is solved is we created 4 vectorized watermarks with each of the 4 colors of the report. Then we used the merge feature in Bullzip to merge the generated PDF files, and then we allowed to download them from the web portal. So let's see how that actually works in action. This is the web portal of the customer, and here we have a ForNAV demo file prepared. And if we use the print option and we select this freight document, if we look at the result of the document, you will recognize that it looks the same as on the PowerPoint slides. It has 4 pages with different colors, and the customer can save the result to a PDF file and print it to the local printer. Thank you for attending the webinar, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in one of our next webinars.
ForNAV is here to help you with reports. We are ready to talk. Are you?